Hey, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Voke Etefe. So I spent my weekend reading Yejide Kelanko's book titled Daughters Who Walked This Path. It took me a while to read this book because, frankly, I am tired of reading books that... There's a time I said on my channel that I like books that make me angry. And I'm frankly tired of books that make me angry because while I was reading this book, I was so angry, sad, really sad, and I just kept on flipping, like taking in everything, because this book touched a lot of topics that are very important in the African society. I would warn you that throughout the course of this review, I'll be saying African society a lot because that's what I know, and from books I've read, I've seen similarities in the society, so that's what I'm going to talk about. So this book touch topics in African society that people tend to shrug or just sweep under the carpet and just hope that somehow we'll get it, or hopefully we'll just turn a blind eye to the things. Set in Ibadan, Nigeria, this book follows the life of Mariah, whose life changed forever when after her cousin raped her. Mariah was just like every single person in the society, every young girl in the society. School, family that loved her, a sister that she was very close to, and she had dreams. She was just like every single person until that fateful day that changed her life forever. I find it very beautiful when, well, not really beautiful though, but I find life beautiful like that 1 second can change your life forever. And that's what happened to Mariah. And the book spanned through from the 1970s to 2005, just telling us how the growth process, how she battled in her teenage years, how she battled in her very turbulent 20s/30s. And it also, in this her journey, she was not alone. She had people by her side playing all sorts of roles. First was her auntie Morenike, who was very instrumental in her healing process. Then her sister Enyayo, who served as a companion and just a friend. Then she had parents. She had a mom and a dad who, to me, were, how will I say, the Nigerian pigeon. They did not try at all. The parents, they really pissed me off. Yeah, really pissed me off in this book. So that's just what the plot is about. The journey of Mariah. I would say it's a coming of age story. I don't really know if I'm entirely correct in that, but it's like coming of age story for me. Yeah. So the topics or the very important themes or message that this book is trying to pass are, I'll start with superstition because the book opens with superstition. Here comes Mariah's baby sister, and this young girl hears people calling her her sister bad luck or ill luck, and her sister is referred to this derogatory term, I think. People refer to being see albinos as, oh, ill luck, or, oh, why are we giving it to albino? Who's albino? Oh, why? And most people do not like to get married to albinos. So that's kind of a superstition and marginalization that happens in most societies, especially in African society. Or if they don't, there's any one way or the other, they refer one way or the other, you're being marginalized. If they don't call you bad luck, or, oh, we can't marry from that family, you constantly be referred to as an albino. That's how it is in society. If for example now you are deaf, they refer to you as that deaf girl or that dumb boy, which is a very bad thing that is being practiced or in the society. I find it really bad. Even though most of us have been guilty of those things, I feel like it's an opportunity. That's why we read such books. That's why we see these things in movies, because it's a way of enlightening us that we have to do better. We do not refer to people as, oh, that albino, call the albino girl. That's what happens in the African society. The book also talk about, which is very important, sex education. So first of all, Mariah is a teenager who begins to develop feelings for a classmate, and she goes to her mother to ask her, okay, to enlighten her about this things. And the mother is hysterical, which is, if you're someone who grew up in an African society or Nigeria, you totally understand what I'm talking about. But if you do not understand or you can't relate, oh, lucky you. But people, African parents really, they would scream, they would, like you have sinned. You're not supposed to have any knowledge of those kind of things. Which is really irritating if you ask me. Because also in school, you do not even have any proper education. Because there's a scene in this book where the biology teacher had to teach about sexual reproduction, and he's blushing, he's acting all weird, the class is tense, which is it's a very relatable thing. Because when I was reading that part of the book, I was just laughing because my sister said they had the same experience in her secondary school. I also had the same experience in my secondary school. People were being so silly. You're usually rushed through this topic. So yeah, in school you do not have that kind of education or a proper education about how to go about these things. And at home, you can't talk about it as well. So they're just kind of hush, hush, don't talk about this topic. You're not supposed to know about this. And when you're of age, you just assumed to just know it and figure it out, which is very wrong, really wrong. And I feel like we need to do better as a society as well when it comes to the sexual education. Because here was this guy, this Tayo, who is Mariah's cousin. He raped Mariah, and I don't blame him entirely because he's not properly informed. He is not properly informed about these things. So you don't know how to go about this thing. You don't know how your body works. You are curious, and they just yeah, hush, keep it a secret, and you know those kind of irritating things that African parents. I feel like African parents need to do better when it comes to these things, because I have spoken to even people that were about the same age range, and they have this kind of dumb mentality as well. And I'm like, don't you want better? So I really feel very passionate. I feel very passionate about this book because it's very relatable. Like I said, it's a coming of age story, and almost everyone around me experienced the same thing. This same sweep down on the carpet, keep quiet about it. So after the rape, I'm sorry I'm giving you spoilers, but I can't talk about the book without giving you spoilers. Or however, you should read it so I can understand Mariah's journey and how she battled with this thing. So after the rape, Mariah is eager to talk about this with her mother. Because, mind you, she had to keep it to herself for a long time because she already told her mother about her having feelings and asking her questions about sex, and mother was already hysterical. So she can't even tell her mom what her cousin did to her, because definitely they will blame her. Again, the blame game on the female child. Okay, now Mariah managed, okay, I can't keep this in anymore, because she already seen that her cousin was already having the same advances on her younger sister. And you know how protective big sisters can be with their younger ones. So she had to speak up. And after the father was mad and he had to send his cousin out of the house, Mariah was willing to talk about it when they returned, and they gave her the cold shoulder. That brings me to mental health in the African society. People do not believe that we are supposed to experience anything. Brush it off. Like, you're just supposed to be strong as an African. You are automatically supposed to be strong. Yes, we know that, okay, it's hard. The world is hard, we understand that, but mental health is something that is constantly swept under the carpet. You're not supposed to whine about it. You're just supposed to be happy, laugh about it, mask it, just anyhow push it down. It's actually something that they will consider a disgrace to the family name. So press it down. And that's what Mariah's mother did. The person I'm very angry with is Mariah's father. Mariah's father, this thing happened to your daughter. In your own stupid head, I'm sorry I'm cussing, but in your own stupid head, you assume that, oh, that's mother's problem. She should talk to her daughter about it. You are a father. He never mentioned it. Till the book, he never said anything about what happened to his little girl. Never. And it makes me, because whenever people are talking about these things, how fathers should act, and people be like, oh, that's how it has been happening. Okay, it has been happening like that, we understand. How does it make any sense? How does acting like this make you cool? Or how does it even make any sense? That's my own issue with stuff like this, because we're analyzing this thing now that, okay, African fathers do this, African fathers do that. and people still want to continue to act like that. They say because he's a man. Okay, we'll analyze this attitude now. Does it make any sense? Like, oh, you don't have any sense. You are going against how God ordered creation. Really? You're not allowed to ask questions, you're not allowed to have decent conversation with your parents because, oh, shut up, you're a child. It makes no sense to me. The book also talk about love because of the love that was shared between love as well. Then the one I love so much is the bond between Morenike and Morayo. Morenike is Morayo's auntie, and Morenike experienced the same thing when she was young. She was raped, which in her case she had a child. And at the beginning, when people were talking about Morenike, they said she's experienced in this kind of things. Like she knows that because she was raped too. They tagged her as somehow in the family. So this is the person that Morayo leaned on as she was battling this depression. She was battling her mental health. Even for the first time, it was Morenike that enlightened Morayo about sex. So Morayo had that person. My own concern is that not everybody is going to have a Morenike in their life. So what happens then? Morayo's case, she was lucky because she had an auntie who understood, who had walked that path before, who knew what it feels like to just want to rip yourself apart and just die. So Morayo had somebody. Even when Morayo was in her turbulent 20s, Morenike was there to hold her hand. So that's just the beauty of everything. Because it was only at the point that Morayo's parents had to send Morayo's baby sister to boarding school because in their head they don't want Morayo to corrupt, or I don't know. I don't know how African parents reason sometimes. I'm sorry. So they had to send her away. I love Yejide for writing this book because we need more. I know I said I was tired of saying these things, that we need to win and just take a break and people should just do better. But if you don't have books like this, we'll never know. Some people do not even know that people experience kind of things. But thankfully, there are books that open our eyes to it. I've learned a lot. I've done a lot of unlearning from books I have read. That you do not call people's names, you do not do a lot of things, something that you have to just unlearn a lot of things, because the society have really boxed us in this very stupid box that, okay, you're supposed to act a certain way, but people that have experienced these things have written about it and said, no, you don't have to act this way, you can actually use your brain, you can actually do better. And I would recommend this book for parents. If you're going to be a parent, this book is going to help you, like guide you on how to really pay attention to the right things. That's the most important thing, paying attention to the right things. Because I find that I saw that they were paying attention to the wrong things. Oh, shut up about it. Oh, leave her. Hopefully she'll get over it. Oh, leave him. Hopefully he'll figure it out. He's a man. So paying attention as parents, paying attention to the right thing is really important. Very important. My favorite characters in this book are the women in this book, except for Maria's mother, of course, because she chose to be silent. She chose to ignore things. But I really love Auntie Morenike and Auntie Morenike's mother and grandma. I really love the display of strong women in this book. Not only was Auntie Morenike raped as a young student, she was expelled. This man, the person that raped her, was a big man in the village, in the society. And how do you even fight that kind of thing? But Morenike's mother did not relent. She went to his office. She told him off. And even when he denied the child. Okay. And Morenike's father was acting like a huge, annoying man, which is usual in the African society. She sent Morenike to her grandma, who is also wise, and went a long way in beefing up Morenike's self-esteem. But even though Morenike was a very smart child, her life was just as if they put a knife in her life, because she was doing well in school. And all of a sudden, this man rapes her, and he's a family friend, someone you trust rapes you. So it's really not easy. But Morenike's grandma went a long way in boosting her self-esteem. Such a fighter, honestly. And Monica did not stop there. She still went to school. She became an activist, a politician. So it really pays to have strong role models for young girls and young boys. I cannot emphasize enough, especially young boys. Young people need very strong role models, very strong ones that will tell them the right thing and show strength no matter what you're facing. And that's why I was so angry with Bisoye, who is Morayo's mother. Your daughter needed you, but you anyway. I don't entirely blame Morayo's mother, however, but it really annoyed me that she had to push away from her daughter who wanted her. She just wanted to talk or just encourage her. Yeah, she said she tried as much as possible to try to talk to her, but whenever the words were not just coming, I understand that. But your daughter needed you. So this display of strength in women, I really loved. I really, really loved that. So Auntie Morenike takes it from me. While the fact that also Mariah was able to stand up despite everything that happened to her, I give it up to her too. But my only concern is that many people would not have this opportunity. That's why we need to raise awareness concerning such things, that women deserve better, women can do a lot, and the flaw in the society needs to be corrected. Where you raise boys different and you raise girls differently. Oh, close your legs. Don't do this. Don't do that. You are a girl. You are a lady. Oh, as a boy, mask it up. Do this. Don't. Rubbish, 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 rubbish. Boys should be boys. Yes, and that. Nonsense, 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 nonsense. Yes, nonsense. We need to do better as people, as humans. We need to do better. We need to know. I'm not saying that boys and girls are the same. No. But that kind of segregation is not needed. Just raise them to be right. Raise them to love and respect people. That's the most important thing. Because I feel like parents only focus on the most irrelevant things that you can even think of. A girl is born, and the first thing that comes to your mind is husband. This is just a baby. That not even. It's how you are going to raise her to please a man that is somewhere that she does not even know. Then the boy is just raised to be, oh, mask your feelings, you're a man and all that. Then hopefully one day you make enough money so I can take care of the girl that they are grooming for you far, far away, we have never ever met. Focus on the right things. Focus on teaching children to love and respect people. That's all that matters. And with that, I say goodbye to you. And yeah, I really feel strongly about this book. Yeah, and I hope that you get to read this book too if you have not read it. And if you have, I would love to hear your thoughts on this book. Because this book really, really, really made me sad and angry at the same time. So I would love to hear your thoughts on this book. So with that, goodbye. Do take care of yourself. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Yeah, do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Please like my video. Subscribe to my channel. I know that you might be tired of hearing this, but please subscribe to my channel. So thank you very much. With that, goodbye. Have a nice day.